Today we're going to be watching the satisfied downfall of... I don't even know who this is, but apparently it's a YouTuber. So let's
5 months ago I published a video titled How Illuminaughtii Ended Her Career in 7 Seconds, where I discussed the disgusting and predatory behavior of a once respected YouTuber, Illuminaughtii. But things have since got a whole lot worse. So bad that she's resorted to sending out legal threats and even personally censoring me. But I won't be silenced. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries and
I have no idea who this person is. I hope he can explain it to me in big detail.
We'll be...
Oh, and go subscribe to the Internet Anarchist, please. His link will be down below.
Dropping the content nuke on Illuminaughtii, a million sub YouTuber who managed to hit rock bottom and dig herself even deeper. To get a clear understanding on the recent developments in Blair's downfall, we first have to take a look at her latest targets for legal abuse, her ex-boyfriend, Oz Media. On the 16th of September 2023, following a cease and desist letter, Oz would upload a video titled Let's Talk, an update on Illuminaughtii drama. A video that was intended to give viewers further context about his upcoming 3-hour-long video on Blair, as well as recording her ongoing efforts to ruin his life.
I'm sorry, dude. I very apologize. I apologize, bro. I'm sorry. I thought it's because your hair is so beautiful, you know. Yeah. Oh, pause.
First and foremost, I need to make everyone aware, for reasons that I hope this update will make clear. For my safety, I need to put a short and temporary pause on production of my video on Illuminaughtii. The video will still, of course, be produced. I just need to put things on a lower burn and return to regular content for the time being, for many reasons. Some of them being the honest truth that I can't afford to continue at this rate, both fiscally and physically.
Why? The first quarter of the video was spent on recounting events that led him, members of Sad Milk, and Blair to the predicament that they now found themselves in. He also explained his need to continue posting other forms of content to support himself while gathering information on Blair's past.
I've put a lot of things in my life on hold to produce this video, ending up with...
Why is that Garfield look so evil, bro?
With nearly 110 pages of a manuscript which details as much of what I can. And let me tell you something. Converting this monstrosity into a video with its accompanying 5,000 screenshots has been one hell of a monumental task for me, a one-person team to embark on. As a quick note, Blair's name is not on any of the original documents related to my home. I'm providing all of this information to give full context to the GoFundMe, as I feel it's more than deserved, as honestly, I would feel guilty as hell putting the video on pause shortly after it hit its funding goal, followed by me just continuing to upload regular content without warning.
Oz went on to present some shocking details about his relationship with Blair and methods of manipulation that she used not just to gain control over his home, but his entire life as well. Even though these are allegations, they followed Blair's tendency to take advantage of other people. And the fact Oz acknowledged that his video could end up in a courtroom leads credibility to his message. According to Oz, at the start of their relationship, Blair coerced him into taking on several poor financial decisions, like co-signing loans with her and paying a deposit for a custom multi-million-dollar home. Blair was exploiting his good credit score for her own selfish gain, and in the process ruined it, which eventually put Oz in debt.
I'm 23, almost 24. In the beginning, Blair walked me into several poor financial decisions. My naivety caused me to believe her reassurances that I could handle all of the financial obligations being dropped onto my shoulders by someone more experienced in life than I was. Why these obligations were placed onto me? At the time, Blair had bad credit, so all of the purchases, loans, everything was being placed in my name. This included the car that she purchased then revoked from Wonderstruck. I was on the loan as a co-signer only because of my credit at the time. Eventually though, the financial responsibilities that I incurred would stack up on me, building a mountain of monthly debt that would lead me into several financially tight months and eventually just breaking. This would lead me to asking Blair, my partner, for financial help for things such as my home, which she was living in, help from my partner, who at any given time would be making up to 30 times my monthly income. These amounts of assistance would be added to a ledger of debt. And I want to clarify again, Blair wasn't my bank. She wasn't my landlord. She was my partner at this time.
Blair not only devastated Oz's credit score, but also sought to extend her influence over his life. She wanted to have complete control over Oz, and the debt she created was only one part of her cruel plan. Blair isolated Oz by spreading gossip about his unfortunate financial situation with everyone they knew, and even convinced him to be grateful for the quote assistance he received from her.
Wow,
Once
crazy.
Oz's debt to Blair had grown to almost $180,000, he decided to start working for both her main channel and crypto farm in order to have any hope of repaying the loan. This led Oz to abandon his own channel in service of Blair's, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
I avoided telling anyone who could have helped me see what was happening, out of fear of further confirmation, more eyes looking down on me. Something to note, when you're around Blair, your world revolves around her. In my case...
Yeah, my dude is at his breaking point, bro. But I need to see something of, like, what she actually did. Like, what did she say? I need to, like, hear her say something. But, because I don't know who the heck this person is.
My home was hers, despite her name not being on it. I had no friends out in Colorado, a state that I moved to at the behest of Blair. Only Blair's friends were out here. All of my connections had to be approved by her. I wasn't allowed to be friends with people she didn't like, such as Click and One Topic, or even Wonder, once that bridge was burned and reduced to cinders. I was even in a position where my finances were nearly entirely controlled by her, from what debts I took on, to later being the fact that she was the person who signed my paychecks. All while my world was painted to me in a light where I should be grateful for her generosity.
By December of 2022, Blair took further advantage of Oz's predicament and convinced him to sign a document that was far from being in his best interests.
When I was 23 and Blair was nearly 31, Blair, with her lawyer, would create an honestly quite confusing legal document for me to sign where I would agree to pay back her debt. Blair, being the person who signed my checks, knew that I couldn't afford legal representation. Blair also knew that the $2,500 that she was having me pay monthly towards that debt was almost as much as I was making monthly working for her. This would mean that I could barely pay for anything else in my life other than the debt that I owed her. Everything I made working for her was going right back into her pocket. Blair would bring me to her lawyer's office, put me in a room alone with the two of them, with papers in front of me. Papers which I foolishly signed for a myriad of reasons, ranging from Blair expressing that this would mend our relationship, that it was the right thing for me to do, that this would also protect her legally and prevent her...
Yo, that is crazy manipulation tactics. Oh my god. So, yeah, so what she did was she just made him feel isolated and getting a lawyer and just made sure that he didn't have anybody. So it's like a 2v1 situation to where he had no choice but to comply. Dang, I understand that too well, bro. That's crazy.
From getting into trouble with the IRS. She also would describe to me, and while I can't remember if this exact word was ever used, she essentially explained to me that because she used company funds to assist me, that she had committed embezzlement. And by converting the amount that I owed her into a loan with her company, this would save her skin legally.
In the 3 years that they spent together, Blair orchestrated the demise of Oz's credit history, isolated him from his support network, and got him to sign away whatever chance he had from escaping her prison of debt. Even though things seemed bleak, there's still a silver lining. Prior to uploading this video, Oz set up a GoFundMe to help pay for living expenses while he created his documentary on Blair and covered the inevitable legal fees that he would face in his battle to keep his home. As of this recording, Oz has surpassed his funding goals and currently sits at $44,000 raised. Considering the details on Blair's alleged crimes that Oz intended to share, it only made sense that she would try to cripple him financially, just like what she did with Wonderstruck. Blair feels threatened by Oz and is more than desperate to keep him quiet while she frames herself as being the victim. With Discord screenshots reading, "The worst part, honestly, is that Oz worked for me, worked with the..."
I'm gonna need... Here's the thing. I talked about like, a video. If I don't know you personally, I'm going to need proof. It's gotten to the point where I can't trust anybody on YouTube anymore or on his social media. And I can tell, honestly, I can actually feel his just heart breaking. But I need her to talk or something. There has to be something about her other than like pictures. Like I need to see like just absolute craziness. I don't know. I just need to see something more from her. I'm getting his side. I need her side. And then I can tell who's lying. If I get both sides, I can tell who's lying. That's usually how it goes.
team, and he knew that doing this would hurt their livelihoods. Like, you want to be a bitter ex that's mad I moved on and found love? Fine, go to therapy. Doing this to get back at me or punishing me for leaving him? It's insane. I still cared about him. I didn't realize.
Yeah, this is manipulation. This is narcissistic. She said that, yeah, she crazy, bro. She crazy, but I need to listen to her speak. I can better understand people if I hear him speak.
He was the one masterminding this. He's mainly doing it because he owes me almost $200,000 that he took from me. Like, goddamn. We broke up at the end of 2021. And when I finally started to see someone new in January, he broke into my computer and read through my Discord DMs to find messages. He found them, lost his shit, told my employees I, quote, cheated, and told them the channel is going to fall apart in a couple of months and to look for new jobs. He plotted this from the start, with a brainwashed member of the Discord server saying, wow, that's psychotic.
What? If anything, I bet you she cheated. I mean, yeah.
These are leaked screenshots from Blair's private Discord server from a user by the name of FPS Diesel, and they perfectly picture Blair's need to bend the truth in order to satisfy her own ego, even if she was the one that lied, manipulated, and used someone else that she previously called a partner. As horrible as that might sound, this isn't the first time Blair abused her boyfriend, as the one that came before Oz suffered an equally terrible fate. On the 6th of June 2000.
Oh, so she got a history for real. Okay, yeah, then she's the problem. If you see a history or pattern, then they're obviously the problem.
2023, a YouTuber by the name of Swoop released a documentary that brought to light one of Blair's previous relationships that went unnoticed during recent times, but in retrospect, foreshadowed many of the patterns of abuse and manipulation that we've seen recently. According to the allegations and information from the interview that Swoop conducted,
is everybody a part of the Illuminati? Like, look at her necklace.
Blair and a retired YouTuber named Azothan dated for around 2 years and 6 months. While things were relatively pleasant at the start, it was only a matter of time before Blair began to show her true colors. During the relationship, Blair would, quote, take me to Vegas to confess her love, but had a backup ticket to send me home that night if I didn't reciprocate, unquote. Once the pair had settled in together, Blair would attempt to control his life even further, as she, quote, demand I spend my time exclusively playing Dark Souls 3 with her in my free time. Any attempt to go out to parties, karaoke, or just make any social and emotional ties other than her were met with punishment, unquote. The punishment that Azothan was referring to took the form of Blair verbally abusing him, ignoring him for weeks while she went off to a party with other men she met on Snapchat, and then alluding to all the, quote, fun she had without him when they resumed contact. At some point, Blair promised to do a collab video with Azothan, since she had a much larger audience that could help increase his reach on YouTube. Sadly, when it was time to follow through on those promises, Azothan was met with some serious pushback.
What I'm saying is that I was angry about the fact that you were the one who proposed a collaboration, and then as soon as I was ready and put all this effort into it, you just kind of shut me down. It just seemed...
So it had nothing to do with the fact that I go, oh, I'm moving, I'm busy, I'm doing every...
Yeah, she's the problem. I can tell. Like, I can honestly tell. I know narcissistic people, and here's a very good tell for me. You listen to how he spoke about how he felt, and then listen to her response. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be back and pay attention to the tone. Pay very close attention to the tone of voice.
A collaboration, and then as soon as I was ready and put all this effort into it, you just kind of shut me down. It just seemed...
So it had nothing to do with the fact that I go, oh, I'm moving, I'm busy,
You see how she immediately started attacking him when he was just very calm, very mellow? You can tell who's the problem just by that alone. Like, I am no therapist, or what is it? Those people who know emotions. I'm drawing a blank. Okay, I'm stupid, all right? And yes, I'm using my Xbox to record reactions. Chill. I have to say that. But, yeah, I can already tell that she's the problem. Simply on the fact alone of how he was just bringing up a point and just pointing out, like, a small flaw. And look how she reacted already. That's sad, bro. I can tell she's a problem. She is a big problem. Did she consent to have herself recorded to this? I don't know. How did we get this audio?
I'm doing every single day. The only thing you had to ask me is, when are we collabing? When are we collabing? When are we collabing? And it's like, oh, you're treating me like a fan, Blair. I'm like, well, perhaps you should have stopped acting like one.
You want to say you don't attack me, but then you straight up cook and call me a liar over things that you are 100% true. I'm done with it. I'm done with you.
Because God knows why, because you're bitter about a breakup because you're a cash cow.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, see how he raised his tone and she realized that with people like this is if they find out that what they say can trigger you and get you a response or get you to respond in such a way, they will just amp what they were previously doing to an 11 so that they can really make you insane. That's what she's doing. She's just cranking it up now. She's just cranking it up because she saw that she got to him.
Left you. Like,
By this point, their relationship was over, but Blair's abrasive attitude towards Azothan wasn't the only contributing factor. Before they broke up, Blair had an obsession with taking down two particular creators that were growing faster than her and made similar Reddit-based content. From the 19th to the 23rd of April 2019, in two now-deleted videos, Azothan addressed Blair's efforts to destroy the reputation of a competitor named Miserybox, even using the ensuing controversy to boost her own YouTube metrics.
It's important to call out bullying, lying, doxing, and threats.
Why is the devil here, bro? You better get up out of here, bro.
Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that Illuminaughtii has engaged in all of these behaviors. I feel that I must state up front that for the last 2.5 years, I was involved in a romantic relationship with the YouTuber known as Illuminaughtii. This relationship ended recently, and while none of the facts stated here are related to that association, it would be dishonest for me not to state this immediately.
He continued by explaining Blair's motivation for attacking another creator, as well as her slow descent into obsession that eroded their already weakening relationship. When confronted with the harsh reality of her own actions, Blair defaulted to throw Azothan under the bus in order to save her own skin.
And I asked
Makes
you a
sense.
simple yes or no question. Were you talking ill of me to other content creators? I even said I didn't think you were. It was...
Okay, listen. You hear him talking right now? I want to hear her absolutely screaming.
Just...
the answer is no.
I don't understand.
But now
I dodged it.
Now it might change to a yes because now I'm going to have to protect my ass.
Another point worth noting is that during Blair's...
That's another thing that they do. They turn it around to where they're the victim. Now I have to protect myself because of what you said.
Quest to tarnish Miserybox's image, she took audio assets from his former Discord mods and refused to credit them. She even went as far as threatening them if they spoke out about it. If you stood in Blair's way, didn't give her what she wanted, or called her out on her borderline psychotic behavior, she would use any and every method possible to get her perverse revenge, even if it meant using past trauma against you. Quoting, "Blair and I had a phone call where she told me that..."
Yo, can I even post this video, bro? It's just me reacting to it. Oh my gosh, you might not like that. I don't know. I guess we'll see, to be honest. I don't even know if I want to post this. If she's this, I can't even say. She could be watching. She could be a part of the Illuminati.
I was beneath her, that I was always going to be mediocre, and that she was better than that. About her calling me mediocre and a burden, those words were the exact ones I used 5 months before when I attempted to... From the revelations during the Sad Milk controversy to the strikingly similar allegations brought forward by two of Blair's ex-boyfriends, it seems like it doesn't matter who she has to hurt or what lies she has to spread, as long as she has something to gain from it. Manipulating and then discarding friends or colleagues once they'd outlived their usefulness. For a time, that strategy worked out pretty effectively for her, as she ruthlessly dominated the MLM niche and made millions in ad revenue. Tragically, what goes up must come down. And currently, Blair's Machiavellian empire has certainly come crashing down. Following the many allegations stacked against Illuminauti's brand, Blair's only remaining friend group, the Leftist Mafia, severed all ties with her on their latest podcast appearances.
You can't do this to people and then just not respond. Like, there needs to be accountability, there needs to be an apology, and like, I believe in restorative justice, but in my opinion, Blair has not even started to take those...
Okay, so I'm just going to piggyback off of what Mike said. Yes, there should be an apology, 100% of how she treated those guys, but not on the internet. It needs to be done in private. It needs to be done in private. No apologies should be on the internet. No accusation I would say should be on the internet. Like if someone did someone to you, let's just say someone assaulted you, just like not the aggressive assault, like hitting you. Someone hit you, right? And your first response should not be, let me go record a video and talk about who hit me. It should be to take legal action first. And then after all that legal action happens, then you can come out. Like, you putting it on the internet never really helps your case in a way. Just do it in private or take action in private. That is the best option. And then after everything is resolved, then you can make a video saying like, yeah, I talked to him in private. It is all settled. I'm not going to discuss it further. Thank you. But yes, an apology needs to happen, but not on the internet. Should not be posted on the internet. Just in private.
Steps for restorative justice. She hasn't. I genuinely don't even know if she thinks that what she did is wrong.
On the 26th of July 2023,
wow.
An anti-MLM creator, iCruelWorld Happy Mind, further expanded on her own unpleasant experiences with...
Is that Fiona? Yo, go subscribe to her. This person right here, go subscribe to her. She has a Fiona. That is cool, bro. That is cool. I rock with you. I rock for you, for real.
Blair, in a video titled The Fall of Illuminaughtii, YouTube's biggest bully.
I am sorry that I was ever friends with you.
Did you see Legal Eagle was accused of plagiarism by another YouTuber called Illuminaughtii?
I can completely understand why she would be compared to Creepshow art after this situation.
She went from seeming to be petty to seeming to be outright malicious and...
I love her accent. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, if these people are posting about her, I think I'm safe.
Full-on evil.
This is a perpetual onslaught of accusations backed by
talk as much as I want to
by the people who knew her best.
She outlined Blair's slander campaign against her as she was going through a very stressful pregnancy, something that Blair was very much so aware of, attacking her at the slightest opportunity for pointing out similarities in video topics covered.
What do you mean?
I was terrified of losing my baby.
She attacked a pregnant woman? God bless America.
The doctors were just urging me to stay healthy and limit my stress. And then all of a sudden, I end up in one of the most stressful dramas I have ever experienced.
I hope that everything went fine with her baby and the baby came out all right. Jeez. How can you attack the pregnant woman? That's a new low. That's a new low. Like, for real.
Where someone is trying to ruin my career and attack me online. And it feels like they have so much more power than I have that there is nothing I can do about it.
Here's the thing. Nobody has power over anybody unless you give them power. Like, this person's power comes from people just submitting to her and, like, just, I guess, feeding into her own ego. So, yeah. But you're fine. I feel like everybody will be behind you. You got your baby and you got your Fiona plushie. You are perfectly fine.
About it.
Cruel World Happy Mind wasn't the only anti-MLM creator that came out with allegations of Blair's misconduct and content theft.
And we had multiple group chats full of other creators, other people who weren't even creators, who were just like really into researching MLM stuff. Like, we had a lot of people behind the scenes digging up a bunch of stuff, for lack of a better term, and one of the group chats I was in was also the group chat that had like all the mods to a Facebook group that we had called Boo Is Woo, and they one day sent a message to the group chat and was like, by the way, just so you guys know, Blair / Illuminaughtii.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Oh man, they're really on her. My God.
Writer just requested to join the group. I denied them. And obviously, literally the reason why, and I think she even says it in the messages, I sent you the screenshots, but I'm pretty sure she straight up is like, after what she did to Madison, like, we don't want to help Blair. We don't want anything to do with her. Like, we've been working too hard on this.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd have been, like, already scripting my deep dive for a week or two, maybe. Like, I mean, just kind of organizing.
Oh, look at the
everything.
cat in the back.
It's more so just knowing that she probably was not going to credit you guys. Like,
no. Yeah, she was definitely not going to credit them.
That's exactly what it was.
Blair didn't stop there, and copied information from Savannah's olive tree video a few weeks later. While all these and many more allegations were being put forward, Blair's channel had rightfully been withering away. In addition to the massive 330,000 subscribers lost, the average video on her channel only gets about 20k views. And on closer inspection, it seems like she's been deleting comments that referenced her downfall. The decline in engagement is rather ironic when you realize that Blair's channel is about to be surpassed by The Click, a creator that she once tried to destroy in every metric possible: average viewership, sub count, and channel engagement. To make matters worse, users on Twitter have begun informing Blair's sponsors of her misconduct. At Mint Mobile, you need to drop Illuminaughtii from your sponsors list.
Okay. Here's another thing. This is just me. And does she deserve her sponsors to be taken away? Yes. But I feel like you guys just going after the sponsors, that's a dangerous thing. Because, I mean, she deserves it, yes, but, like, y'all go after people quick. Like, that's just me. Like, I think, didn't Pokimane did the same thing where she went after somebody's sponsor, and then the sponsor left them because of the backlash of... I mean, these are two different things. These are two different things. So I'm sorry. You're right. But, like, I feel like if the sponsors know the person and they see what's going on, the sponsors has to know. They really don't need you guys to say, like, hey, you know, you need to drop these person. No, they will drop them quickly. Like, sponsors know. They will, I guarantee you, they definitely would have dropped her no matter what.
She has done things that aren't becoming of your brand, and you shouldn't want her to represent you. As well as another screenshot showing someone reaching out to ExpressVPN, who they themselves stated that they wouldn't be working with her anymore. In the past...
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They already know. They already know not to work with this person. They already know. Man. This is crazy.
Almost all of Blair's videos had included at least one sponsorship. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Only a select few of her recent uploads feature a sponsor, and the rest include Blair promoting her Patreon subscription. Speaking of Patreon, Blair has steadily been losing paid subscribers since the controversy began back in April.
God dang, did you guys see that spiral downwards? Jesus.
Money was always something that Blair would do anything to get, and now it seems like she's losing it by the truckload. Her viewership has plummeted to record lows, sponsors are dropping her, and now she's bleeding Patreon members on a daily basis. Blair built a pyramid-shaped empire on the backs of her closest friends and fellow creators, while also harshly censoring them when they tried to speak up. She weaponized her influence and subscriber base to bully others into getting whatever her heart desired, and felt no remorse for doing so. It was this exact lack of remorse and overinflated ego that led her to pick a fight with Legal Eagle, which ended up giving her past victims the courage to speak out. It started with The Click, then Wonderstruck, all the way to Oz Media. Creators that she stole from like Cruel World Happy Mind and Savannah Marie made their voices heard. All it took was Blair making one impulsive tweet that pulled back the curtains on her dark past.
What was the tweet?
Abusing her power was Blair's blueprint for getting ahead on YouTube, but it was also the reason for her downfall. Now, the channel that she spent years cultivating is a shadow of its former self, and there's still the matter of Oz's feature-length documentary that might prove to be the final nail in Blair's corporate casket.